The best attack strategy for Barcher, Hog Wizard, Lava Loon, and Golem Witch. The Mashup Madness event is here in Clash of Clans, and whilst I went over specifics in a previous video, I'll link that at the end, you want to know what are the best use cases of each of these troops. Starting with the Barcher, which you unlock first. It is a farming troop. You will want to take all Barcher troops. You might want to supplement this if you're a Town Hall 11 and above with some super wall breakers. Exactly the same as what you would normally do when farming with sneaky goblins. You can still very easily take down the mines and pumps on the outside of the base and then use your wall breaker to gain access in towards the storage, because you will want to be farming sour elixir during this event. Town Hall 6 through 10 players will get the main advantage of this troop since they don't normally have access to super troops, but once you hit Town Hall 11, if you farm a lot, I would probably still just boost up the sneaky goblin. If resources are your only focus, that's going to be better. Now, you can use the Barcher troop in war for your 3-star strategies. Mainly, you would use this to pick off defenses on the outside of the base, since they are invisible and increased in speed for those first 5 seconds. They can also be very useful to funnel buildings on the outside of the base, but other than that, they really are just a farming troop. The Hog Wizards, I like to use a hero dive for this, but you could use a Queen Charge or Blizzard if you prefer to set up your attacks that way. Instead of the Mass Hog Riders, use the Mass Hog Wizards whilst this event is ongoing. It's way more powerful. If you do have access to siege machines, check if you can get good flame flinger value away from X-bows or mortars, because that can set up your attack nicely. If not, the Battle Drill merges with the Hog Wizards very well. You can use your Hog Wizards to snipe defenses on the outside of the base and help your pathing. I like to use an Ice Golem ahead of my King and Queen, and Wall Breakers can give you access to the base. We're aiming for the Town Hall, unless you're a Town Hall 11 and below so it doesn't fight back. Then aim for a major defense such as the Eagle Artillery. If you have to supplement your heroes with a Rage or Freeze, then do so, but try and save them if you can. We're taking out the Clan Castle troops here. Might be you can lure them from the other side. Once you've done that, send the Hog Riders from the most dangerous area. Follow your Hog Riders with the Grand Warden, and an early heal is often needed, followed by the Battle Drill, Royal Champion, and if there's any defending heroes, send in the Headhunter. As you're going to use the Warden ability, I would send in the other Headhunters and use this ability as the Hog Riders are about to split or get to major areas of damage. Your Rage spell is also good here, since your Hog Riders are immune during this time. You're then freezing major splash areas, such as this Wizard Tower and Multi in the middle, and continue to heal your Hog Riders over areas of splash, such as the back end of the base. Notice there's room for giant bombs by the scatter shot, so that's why I use the heal. The freeze you can also use to protect your Royal Champion, should a single target Inferno or the Monolith lock onto her, but primarily you're trying to protect your Hog Riders or your Hog Wizards at all costs. Do try and send in those Wizards as well for cleanup earlier on when you are deploying your Headhunters. I forgot to mention that at the time. If it's a war attack and you know you don't need 2 Wall Breakers, you could drop these and probably take some Wizards as well. However, the Lava Loon is even stronger. Lava Loon is absolutely the strongest event troop. You want to stack lots of them in your army composition. I do take a couple of balloons and Headhunters, but lightning spells are the secret weapon of this strategy. You learned from my Halloween event video that the Lava Loon goes straight to the air defense and drops bombs along the way. However, what you want to do with this attack strategy is simply take out the air defense with lightning spells. I like to take 11 because what this does is allows you to take out 3 different air defense alongside the Archer Tower as well. Try and get good value around the air defense. The one to the right, I can do exactly the same, and then I can take one of them up to the north here. Then you will send your heroes into the 4th. The reason I have 2 other lightning spells is for the sweepers. Arguably, I do not need them in this case, but you would be able to take down one of those sweepers if it's a nuisance. You always want to attack in towards the Town Hall first, so you can get that out of the way. The Lava Loon is strong enough to survive through it, although you will be using your Warden ability as well. If it's a centralized Town Hall, you're attacking behind the other sweeper and into the eagle if you can. From that point, you will send your king to one side, the queen to the other, spread the balloons around the middle with the lava loon behind this, and the stone slammer with your air warden. Unfortunately, my heroes have lured out the CC in this scenario, so I'm going to use my rage a little bit early. Up that king ability, send in the headhunters for when you're using the Grand Warden ability. Come on, headhunters, catch up. Use the Grand Warden ability over the top of the town hall, and you could use the earthquake spell to activate this if necessary. Then send your royal champion in from whichever side your lava loon is not. So I sent the royal champion in from the left. Those archers can be just used for cleanup. You can notice I have the queen ability and the royal champion ability left over, and this wasn't a flawless attack either. Took out the air defense, set up the pathing very quickly with my heroes, then the lava loon can sail through. I would always use the stone slammer, and you can take balloons. I often take the dragon rider inside that just so it can help get right onto the defenses as it pops. Naturally, you can get the blizzard Lalo, queen charge Lalo, anything to work with this troop, but why overcomplicate it? Get yourself your 3 stars without even trying. The Witch Golem is the final troop you unlock in the Mashup Madness event, which if you are purchasing any of the medals in the shop, remember you can use code JUDO beforehand to support my channel. It is very much appreciated. The log launcher will help us through the base. If you are a lower level, wall breakers and jump spells will be your route. I also like to use earthquake spells for this. You will stack most of your army composition with Witch Golems and some wizards behind this. As per the other strategies, we're going to keep it simple. I want you to have the strongest options for these troops, but also ones that are easy to perform. So we'll attack from the opposite side of the town hall, so the log launcher can give us access through. If the town hall was centralized, pick a major defense, ideally the eagle artillery, to attack first. I like to use the ice golem. You could switch this with giants, but it gives me time to get the witch golems in without them taking too much damage so that they can spawn the skeletons. You will deploy them across the entire side of the base where you will enter. Time doesn't tend to be a factor, but you should probably start the attack before I am. Ice golem, let's use one wall break as well to give us access there, followed by the 6 witch golems and all of the wizards behind. Then send the king, the log launcher, and the grand warden behind this, followed by the archer queen, and we can hold on to the royal champion just a little bit. Rage side by side here initially. If there's any defending heroes early, you could send these headhunters. To be honest, you can just send the archers in now if you wished, but you have to get the clan castle troops inside that poison, and that's why the queen needed to be in the center, because your witch golems will not fire up at those troops. The earthquake spells you want to deploy to give you access towards the town hall once the log launcher has failed, and continue to deploy the rage spells through the middle. I will rage over the town hall as well. Warden ability is obviously good to use as the town hall goes down, but you might want to use it earlier. Supplement with the royal champion to whichever side you feel the troops have missed, which in this case is the left. If you need to use the freeze earlier on in the strategy, then feel free to do so. The headhunters I should have probably sent in before I used the warden ability. We can use the archer to the left. My hero abilities can relatively be swagged. Now I can send in those headhunters to help my archer queen, but that's how you do it. As long as you've got access through the base and you keep the troops spread out so they can move through in one wave, you will have very good success with this troop, and I really hope you enjoy the Halloween event. If you want to see my full breakdown of it, I have that video on your screen. Enjoy the rest of your day.